home stretch. Vegas looking to build towards next season with a key win, trying to upset this Houston team, which is on its way seemingly to a South Division title. They will appear in the postseason, but they have a chance to wrap up home field advantage with the win today. Kids getting a chance to meet their heroes, and in this season, every game decided by the slimmest of margins, and that is extra when you only play 10 games, and both teams learned this in extra time last week.
Flag down, Bryant makes the catch. Pass interference, number 4, offense.
And Houston wins it in overtime, and Wade Phillips' squad has clinched a playoff berth. First 2 overtime games in XFL history between these teams last week. Vegas came out on the wrong side, Houston the right side, and so the Roughnecks headed the postseason with DC combined 11-0 in their respective division games. Vegas and Orlando will be staying home for the postseason. With that, we welcome you to a hot and steamy Houston, Texas. Tom Hart alongside Greg McElroy. We've got Katie George and Cole Kubelik down on the field. Both of these teams have changed their directions. Let's start, though, with Houston. 4-0 to start this season. This run-and-shoot offense was humming, kind of fallen into hard times lately. They needed that OT win last week.
They had to have it. It wasn't pretty either. It was kind of a lesser of two evils type of victory, but hey, a win is a win. Houston trying to get back to playing quality football on the offensive side. They've had some issues. They've had some injuries. Jontre Kirkland being the main injury, their star wide receiver, but Brandon Silver's back at quarterback facing a vicious pass rush that the Vipers are going to throw at him. So it should be an entertaining game, and one, especially if Houston continues to struggle against the North, they could find themselves on the losing end.
Roughnecks would love to be home for the playoffs. That is not yet secured. For more on that, let's get you down to the field. Head coach Wade Phillips with Cole Kubelik.
Coach Phillips, home playoff game on the line. How do you emphasize that to your players, yet still allow them to stay even-keeled and be focused?
Well, you got to emphasize it, and they know it. You know, they already know it. So we ask them to go out and play as hard as they can play, and think good things will happen for us.
You're used to coaching elite pass rushers majority of your career. Peter Tuamaeo is going to be on the other side of the football. How do you help advise a plan to be able to slow him down today?
Well, we're going to chip him with a tight end in the back. You know, I mean, he's a really good player. Both those outside guys are good players. But we lead the league in sacks by a long ways.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thanks.
Katie?
Thanks, Cole. Coach Woodson, you believe your team is better than your record reflects. Why is that?
Well, you know, everything that I've seen in football for a long time, obviously talent doesn't mean everything. We lost the games, but we know we're better. We're going to finish the way we know we should be playing.
You gave the keys to Jalen McClendon 2 weeks ago, and he's really made the most of that opportunity. What's impressed you about the way he's played since becoming your starting quarterback?
And the dude has a cannon arm. He can run. So humble. He's a salt of the earth. You'd love to see good things happen to people like that.
Thank you for the time. Good luck.
Thank you.
Taking on a Houston team that has not won a game against a North Division foe yet this season. Let's get you some XFL pregame access.
Hey, Wade, let's secure home field advantage today. What do you
There
say?
you go. That's what we're doing.
You know where the play clocks are? Because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, right here. They on the lower end.
Oh, thanks for doing my job.
Yeah. No, you good. You good.
Passion, effort, energy. 4 quarters. Let's go out there with the dog snot out of them. Show them who the Vipers are. Everybody will be watching XFL, live TV. Let them see who we are.
This is all I got to say. Let's go out there, have fun, play fast. Let's win the South today. These guys, man, take their will from the get. Let's start fast. Let's finish strong. Let's go win the South.
Roughnecks have dominated in the South Division this season, looking to keep that going 5-0. Scoring 28 points a game, plus 71 is the point differential. Here, the XFL rules on kickoffs. The ball teed up at the 30-yard line. Coverage team lined up at the opposite 35. The receiving team just 5 yards away. Nobody can move until the ball is touched by the returner. And this is Sinque Sweeting. He got a full head of steam. The first man misses, and Sweeting taken down at the 29-yard line. You heard Rob Woodson talk about some of the changes they've been through. The biggest change is inserting Jalen McClendon at quarterback. Took over week 7. Lost a couple starting jobs at NC State and Baylor, but stuck with it. Undrafted free agent, spent time with both the Ravens and Commanders and was a backup to Josh Johnson for the LA team in the XFL in 2020. He is ready to go. He's completed 63% of his passes. And he was their leading rusher last week in the overtime loss against St. Louis, a Vegas team that pounded out 208 yards on the ground, and it looks like they want to lean that way early.
That's where their bread and butter is going to go. They're going to run the football, try to control the line of scrimmage, and you referenced McClendon. This is who this league is for. A guy with a ton of ability, but just not that many reps. He needs real live game reps in order to be able to showcase his abilities because he's got a ton of talent. Now it's just getting the experience that comes along with playing the position.
3 seasons at NC State, 1 year at Baylor, 23 college games and only 1 start. He finds Sweeting, product out of Slippery Rock, who picks up a first down for Vegas.
I like the plan already. A little run game to get the offensive line started. You get Sweeting started with a quick, easy completion to let McClendon feel more comfortable with the offensive plan.
Long-time NFL assistant Ray Sherman is the offensive coordinator.
Here we go.
OC for the Jets in 94 with Boomer Esiason at his quarterback. Steelers at 98, a couple more stops. Play action, and they get it to Brandon Dillon. And this Vegas offense is moving right along. They started the season 0-4. Luis Perez was their starting quarterback. And just before the trade deadline, they moved him to Arlington. They handed the keys eventually to McClendon after Brett Hundley was the starter for a couple of weeks.
Hey, stop strong. Hey, 29 Shane, fake alert, fake alert.
And they've played 500 ball over the last 4 weeks.
Here we go.
Gets it in the belly of John Lovett out of Penn State. He is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So Houston team which leads the league in sacks. They get it done behind the line. Trayvon Mason out of Arizona had a big interception return last week.
You see already what Vegas's plan is going to be. You referenced the pass rush for Houston. They have terrific edge defenders that you're going to have to continue to keep off balance with misdirection and by reading them on zone reads.
Vegas won the time of possession last week against St. Louis, but lost the game, and that one just a hair behind Martavis Bryant.
We can get one. We can get one. We can get one.
Jalen McClendon pleading to leave the offense on the field with less than a yard to go.
Yeah, begging for it. Just a little bit off the mark here on the shallow cross. They have a man concept defensively. You have Martavis Bryant running full speed. You got to get it out in front. And he's off to the races. Just an inaccurate throw that leads to the third down stop.
Michael Carrizosa is the punter for Vegas. William Likely back to receive, and he asks for a fair catch. And takes it at the 12. Here is Brandon Silvers, 6'2", 215 pounds, perfect fit for this offense. He set the NCAA freshman completion record while at Troy, led him to a couple of bowl games. He's been all over since. The AAF, 4 starts in the previous version of the XFL, the Spring League, and back in the X. Back-to-back bowl wins while at Troy, and this is a air raid run and shoot hybrid. Is that fair?
That's exactly what it is. Run and shoot hybrid, quick passing attack, get the running backs involved in the passing game as well, and make quick decisions at the quarterback spot.
And he gets rid of it quickly, but that play is blown up. Travell Harris had nowhere to go. Maurice Smith, who's finally healthy, has been playing NFL caliber football the last few weeks for Vegas.
And a great job seeing the quick flat. He beats his man to the outside. Not capture that outside shoulder. He makes a tackle for loss. The former Georgia Bulldog played at Alabama as well. He's an excellent player there in the slot as the nickel defender.
Leaves second and 13. Silvers has all day and able to find his tight end Garrett Owens, who's a great story. He finished his college career at Duquesne after starting at Division II Mercyhurst.
If you talk to offensive coordinator A.J. Smith, said that this has to be
Trey left, Buck
As you hear the play call there, a little handoff inside where the Y, Garrett Owens, number 21, at the bottom of the line of scrimmage. He'll get up to the second level. But if you look at what he's going to have to do today, he's going to have to be very involved with those edge rushers.
Good block for Max Borghi. He's able to pick up the first down.
G-Mac, that trips with the nub tight end, 21, new player you mentioned, Garrett Owens, lined up as the tight end. That's the first time they've run that set all season. AJ was telling me about it before the game, just to do what you mentioned, try to help with protection.
And if you look at the pass rushers for Vegas, Vic Beasley's the name that everybody knows, a guy that obviously made a lot of plays in the NFL, but don't sleep on Max Roberts, number 23 at the bottom, and then arguably the best defensive player in the league, Pita Taumoepenu at the top of the screen, number 0. He's phenomenal.
6th-round pick of the 49ers out of Utah, and a drop by Deontay Burnett. He's one of the best receivers in the league.
All right, give me this. Let's go. Regular. Ace left. Red F swing. H stick. Regular. Ace left. Red F swing. H stick. He's got the pick. Here we go.
Red F swing. Ready?
This is one of their base plays that they run an awful lot. The running back will be on a free release swing out of the backfield, and the H right there in the slot, he'll be trying to create a pick for him.
It's the opposite way, and has another complete. Smith.
Duke.
Right left. Third down, 5. Straight left. Hey, red on.
Silvers has shared time at quarterback with Cole McDonald this season. Silvers had been bothered by a tricep injury. Then McDonald took a hit a couple weeks ago. To throw. Once again, plenty of time. Able to thread the needle. And that's Cedric Byrd. They've converted 2 for 2 on 3rd downs so far in this drive.
That's a nice start for the offensive line, too. Just a 3-man pass rush, dropping 8 out in coverage, zone coverage. See all the eyes of the defender back on Silvers. And they're able to find Byrd on that little hitch right over the middle for a 3rd down conversion.
Let's go. Go.
Silvers 4 of 5 to start the game. That's easy. He's able to find Borghi, who took a lick. Ran right into DJ Calhoun.
A really nice hit here by Calhoun. A little halfback option. Throws it over the middle, but see those zone coverage. That's been what Vegas is doing so far. Dropping out, giving up some of the underneath, and Silvers, if they continue to employ that defensive set, is going to have to be very patient on some of the underneath throws.
Pass heavy on this drive, and here's their second run, and Borghi's stuck. Let's get you down to Katie George.
Yeah, Tom, Max Roberts is a little banged up on Vegas' sideline. They're taking a look at his lower right back. Max Roberts is somebody who's played really well for this Vegas defense all season long. They expect him to get a chance at a camp coming up for the NFL this season.
And that's potentially a big loss, because so much of Houston's offensive game plan is to limit what Pita Taumoepenu does on the other side. So to have that presence on the other side opposite Pita would be very, very valuable. But if Roberts can't go, that's potentially a big loss for Vegas.
4 sacks for Roberts this season. Fantastic hands on the perimeter catch by Deontay Burnett, making up for his earlier drop. That's good for a 1st down for Houston.
Another nice throw beyond the sticks. And Burnett, really good job there, understanding how far he needed to get to convert that 3rd down. So he takes it 3 yards past the line to gain. The ball is thrown back towards the line of scrimmage, so you lose a couple yards, but still enough to extend the drive.
3 for 3 on 3rd down. This is the 10th play, the opening drive for Brandon Silvers in Houston. Vegas made it to midfield in their opening possession. Punted away on 4th and 1. Unbelievable juggle by Justin Smith. And he had just enough real estate to haul it in.
What a catch by Justin Smith. Working the over route. Great movement in the pocket. Felt the backside presence. Steps away from it. Steps up. Throws a strike that's just a touch high But Smith goes up, reels it in with one hand. That's so difficult to make that catch when it has that much velocity on it. Great control and concentration on the sideline.
21-yard pickup, longest gain of the day for Houston. Silvers high again. Burnett couldn't haul it in. Anything mechanically from Brandon Silvers that causing a couple of high passes?
Right there, a little bit of pressure on the left-hand side. Couldn't really finish his throw, so the ball sails just a hair. But it almost was like Burnett kind of mistimed his jump, thought it was going to arrive a little earlier, thinking it was going to come out with full velocity. It didn't. So he mistimed the jump. It sails just a touch high as a result of the pressure off the left-hand side. Working against a backup left tackle as Sage Dockstader is out for Houston.
Pressure again. Intercepted. Nobody was there. Keelan Kennedy with the takeaway for Vegas. What a huge stop. And that's their 7th takeaway in the last 3 games for this resurgent Vipers team. First pick of the year for the Jayhawk Community College Defensive Player of the Year in 21. From Garden City to H-Town. And Keelan Kennedy is able to end Houston's long opening drive. Silvers and the Roughnecks not on the same page.
Keelan, do you think he realized you were in a white jersey?
Most definitely. He didn't even see me back there.
What did you see tracking his eyes?
I just seen he was looking that way. Our coach put us in the right call. He just threw it right to me.
After Smith made such an incredible catch, how big was it to come up with a turnover like that?
We just know we need to stay calm, stay composed, trust ourselves. We can do what we need to do.
Nice grab.
Thank you.
Keelan Kennedy, what a fantastic story. Played at Division II Fort Hays State before playing a year JUCO ball. Got the call to join this Vegas team while he was working for a moving company back home in Pensacola. Rather be loading the truck or pulling in interceptions. Flags down as Jalen McClendon will stroll up to the 40-yard line.
All right, flag down. I got DOF, number 17. 17.
Listening in on the officials. Chris Coit is our white hat.
Offside in the neutral zone. Defense number 17. The penalties declined. The result of the play is a first down.
DeAndre Johnson. Penalties have been an issue for the Roughnecks this season.
Yeah, it certainly has. And right there, I mean, just implementation of a hard count on the road to be able to work the hard count is a huge value for the offense.
Vegas will run it straight ahead with John Lovett, undrafted free agent of the Panthers in 22, coming out of Penn State. Johnson and 2nd and 6 now. A little surprised going back to their opening drive that Vegas didn't go for it on 4th and 1 from midfield. But the interception got him out of any trouble as Geronimo Allison hauls this one in. Ray Sherman took over as offensive coordinator a few weeks ago.
Let's go Wolverine right bunch, 58 brush, rub, X post.
Hey, Wolverine right.
Vegas organization already looking towards next season, eliminated from the playoffs. 3rd down 3.
Here we go.
Pressure up the middle. McClendon dumps it out with Lovett. Plenty of space. And Lovett bangs his way inside the 30. He's 4th in the league in yards per reception, and you see why.
And this is a thing of beauty right here. Great job executing. You see the 2 receivers to the right running to the left man coverage. You get the back who started on the left side of Jalen McClendon working back to the right. Creates a natural rub with the misdirection. And he's wide open in the flat for a big gain.
Hey. Here we go.
Coming out of high school, Lovett was the #1 rated athlete in his class in New Jersey. Here's Brian Burt. This drive started on a Brandon Silvers interception. Cole's with him.
Brandon, obviously not the way you wanted that drive to end. Take us through your eyes, just kind of what you saw in that interception.
Yeah, we thought we had a bang post underneath the corner and a drag, so, thought he was going to go to the next window, and he kind of just stopped. But, mistakes happen. You just got to move on and play the next play.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, 60. You good?
You hear the quarterback. Not all interceptions are created equal. Thinking the receiver's going to run, not really on the quarterback, but it goes on his stat line.
And 2nd and 2, they'll throw it. Beautiful spin out to the outside. And Matthew Sexton. And an injured player for Vegas. And their offensive line's going to lose Jamil Demby, 6th-round pick of the Rams, coming out of Maine. Demby got a Super Bowl ring a couple of years ago on the Rams practice. All to protect your home and car. From Houston, Texas, and Wade Phillips is hoping they're here in a couple of weeks. In the XFL playoffs, we're in week 9 of 10. You see Jamil Demby being taken back to the locker room after a knee injury, replaced at left tackle by Quintarius Eaton.
Here. Hey, 51. Yeah, 51. Hey.
Balance attack, 3 runs, 3 passes on this 6-play drive so far.
Hey, easy. Hey, 12 rabbit. Here we go.
Jalen McClendon, the quarterback. QB draw. Man, he's got space and he's got wheels. Rushed for a team-high 62 yards last week. Did McClendon check to that?
He did. That was a great check, too. Quarterback draw. They only had 5 defenders inside the tackle. So he's able to get an extra blocker to create some space and short yardage. Should be a handoff to the right-hand side. You're saying that means the back's on the same side as where you're handing it off.
It's John Lovett. Has changed of direction, and Lovett takes it inside the 5. And that'll set up 1st and goal.
An excellent job there, putting his right foot in the ground right there. Allowing the defender to fly by. That's Beckett getting up inside. Create 3rd and short. 4-down territory, you have to imagine, for Vegas here.
29 pin read, watch me. Yeah.
Sean Price, the tight end.
Hey, you stand there. Here we go.
Travis Kuntz, the tight end on the left side. There it is, RPO, and he finds Price. Just pulled it right back from the running back. He said, you watch me, and they had that one drawn up pre-snap. Fourth touchdown for Jalen McClendon. Limited time for the Vipers.
And a great job by McClendon. Look how quickly he gets that ball up and out after play action. You're going to see flow from the linebackers working to the left with the running back, which allows the tight end to just sneak right upfield for an easy touchdown. Excellent execution that entire drive from Vegas.
No kicking point afters in the XFL. You can choose the value. They're going to try to go for 2. Allen and Jeff Badet is wide receiver. Into the end zone, and it is taken away by Houston. A.J. Hendy snuffs out the point after. But Vegas able to score first thanks to a 75-yard drive after the interception.
You can hear a little bit on the microphone between Jalen McClendon and his conversation with Sean Price, the tight end, saying flatter, 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 meaning when you run that route, the initial angle, when you draw it on a piece of paper, you're running to the back pylon. But when you have man coverage and defenders trying to underplay it, you have to bring it flatter towards the line of scrimmage so you can throw him away from that coverage. So he goes right to the guy that he was aiming for in the 2-point conversion attempt and gets it addressed.
Wonder what Jalen McClendon saw pre-snap when he hollered at Sean Price. He's with Katie.
Thanks, Tom. Jalen let's start with the conversion. You and Jeff were having a conversation coming off. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, nah, we just know, from looking on film, we just know the looks they're giving us. I just got to choose my matchups. Price was a good matchup. We just know that, like, the leverage and what they're doing, that we got better matchups in other places. So just talking about that.
Still an extremely efficient drive to score. What did you like most about that drive as a team?
I think the defense did a great job. So that drive is all dedicated to them, or all thanks to them. They got us the ball, and we did our job and just went down the field. So
thank you.
Yep.
Max Borghi on return. Good job, Katie, up to the 20-yard line. Obviously, Jalen McClellan is seeing a lot that he likes. The checks that he had at the line of scrimmage on that drive, and then even the last-second shout to Sean Price before the play-action touchdown pass.
And Vegas on paper, I mean, the strength of their offense is at wide receiver. They have terrific weapons with Martavis Bryant, a guy that played a lot of football in the NFL. Jeff Badette, who's back healthy this week after missing last week and part of the week before. And then Geronimo Allison, a guy that obviously logged a bunch of time up at the highest level as well. So they have excellent wide receivers. So he referenced it. If they're going to play a lot of man coverage, I got to find the best matchup. And more often than not, those veteran wide receivers will be able to win.
Houston's first drive lasted 12 plays, but ended in an interception as Bryson Aline carries it on first down. Week 9 of the XFL continues tonight. The Guardians take on the Brahmas at 7 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Tomorrow at noon, Defenders host the Renegades as DC looks to wrap up home field advantage for the postseason, followed by the Sea Dragons and Battlehawks at 3. You think that San Antonio-Orlando game could be sneaky good tonight?
I like that. I know that both teams aren't really playing for a whole lot, but both teams have shown moments all season long, especially Orlando, who at one point was the worst team in the league, but have found something since Quentin Dormady's taken over at quarterback.
Vegas came into this one 6.5-point underdogs. They have a 6-0 lead through one quarter. Ron Woodson's team looking to finish the season strong, and they've played well lately. It's Houston and Vegas, and we return for the second quarter from Houston right after this. Catch for Travell Harris, A.J. Smith, the OC.
Denver insert. Regular. Strong left tight. H-orbit Denver insert.
They're going to run it, aren't they?
That's right. Denver. So that's stretch zone. Because, of course, the Denver Broncos under Mike Shanahan forever, and Terrell Davis, John Elway, you name it. Great at running the stretch zone.
Bryson Aline, tackled by Jasheem Martin.
Duke, Trey right stand, F move right. Juke
Trey right stand.
Trey right stand.
Trey right stand.
F move right.
F move
Blue
right.
Juke, Y prop.
Blue Juke, Y prop on, right? Blue. Go ahead.
Live line's now down to 2.5 after Houston opened at 6.5-point favorites. Silvers delivers that one on time, and another big hit. Ball may come out. Vegas thinks they took it away. C.J. Avery, who's tied for the league lead in fumble recoveries, ends up with the football.
They got decided did he catch the ball and did it come out?
Dean Blandino all over it in the command center.
I've got a ball out.
Loose, it's third down.
Who recovered the ball? Vegas. Yeah, we've got command center. Stop game. Chris, we're going to look at this.
The previous play is under review.
This is fantastic insight.
Terrific transparency.
We're going to be looking at two aspects, both a catch fumble,
yes,
and then also was the runner down or not. Yeah, so they're going to look at both aspects.
I think they also had to decide, is it complete or is it incomplete?
That's the first thing. I'm looking at my high end zone. I've got control, and he starts to turn. So he has turned, and he's completed the catch, and then I've got it loose before he's down.
And they have immediate recovery.
Ball right there, and then we've got a recovery by Vegas. So just get me that spot.
Well,
hey, Chris, after review, it is a catch and a fumble recovered by Vegas. And we're going to put it on the Houston 41-yard line. Right hash.
And that is just terrific. You hear how quickly it happens
recovered by the
for Dean Blandino.
Correct.
And the boxes that need to be checked to come to that result.
The ball was caught and fumbled prior to the runner being down. It was recovered by Las Vegas. It's first down.
This is a great lesson for leagues, for conferences, and the college game to see how all this works, because on the field, they're getting ready to call that an incompletion. Right. And they were going to get back to the line and play on until Dean stopped play and said, hold on a second, let's take a moment to look at this.
And how quickly. And first thing you have to determine, is it a catch? He said, all right, he clearly has control, makes a football move by turning. Then you have to figure out, all right, is he down? Clearly was not down. And then you have to figure out, is there immediate recovery, which clearly Vegas had. Just the 3 boxes that lead to an overturn, and how quickly it happens. Just terrific execution from Dean.
Chris Dishman's defense now with 8 takeaways the last 2+ games. We got a flag down.
11. Fraction 96, good contact.
Let's check in with Katie.
Your teammates just said we're in Mo City. You grew up just around this area. 70 people in the stands?
70. They everywhere. It's like a whole bunch of spiders and little animals around here.
Showing out for him, obviously, creating that fumble.
Got to. My son out here, right there with the red hair. Got to get him. Yeah, that's for you.
You create the fumble. C.J. Avery, you're on the case. You get it. How'd that feel?
Feel great, man. I'm glad to be out here playing with these guys, enjoying every moment of it, and we're just going to keep going.
Chris Dishman told us earlier this week that you are the most improved person on his defense. How does that make you feel?
Feels great. It's just a credit to the work that I put in every day, and just like I said, I want to continue to keep it going.
Nice work, C.J.
Thank you.
Well, Vegas jump on that one after it came out of the hands of Jeff Badette. And likely forced it out.
A near fumble here. As you could see, Jeff Badette bringing that ball in. Is a great job there by Likely with active hands to get and reach and dislodge that ball, but excellent hustle there.
Cam Sutton able to pick it up.
As Cam Sutton running as fast as humanly possible to jump on the ball.
Badette is coming off of an injury. Didn't play last week. Came out at halftime of week 7. He was the most productive receiver in the first 4 weeks of the XFL season. All 5 of his touchdowns came then. He's put up a donut since. McClendon completes another one. This is Martavis Bryant, former NFL standout out of Clemson, 4th round pick of the Steelers, and he picks up a first down.
So far, Vegas is really working the middle of the field. They had been running a lot of man coverage. Houston had. They opt to go zone there. You see Martavis Bryant, the veteran. When you're on a shallow cross like that, working right to left, you can just sit it down right there, make it easier on the quarterback, and don't run to get covered. That was a great recognition of coverage and a good completion.
McClendon tried to run with it, had nowhere to go, is able to pick up only a yard. Ray Sherman was the offensive coordinator of the Vikings in '99. They had Randall Cunningham, Chris Carter, Randy Moss.
Right here, pretty basic concept. You have corners right here. Might be able to get one-on-one against man coverage. Just going to rotate out of it.
Pressure from the edge. McClendon evades it. Throws on the run. Complete. A Vegas first down inside the 10 for Geronimo Allison. Sensational vision by Jalen McClendon. Avoiding Likely on the blitz.
And this is what McClendon can do for you. He's big, he's physical, he's athletic. But now the awareness as he's starting to play more football is starting to come to the forefront. 3-4 weeks ago, he's probably holding on to that football and running with it. Instead, he keeps his eyes downfield, delivers a strike, and sets up 1st and goal inside the 10.
Live line has shrunk to Vegas -1.5 now. It is flipped. Timeout taken by the Vipers inside the 10. Vegas is building towards next season. They will not make the playoffs. Ray Sherman's headset goes to the position players, the skill guys, and the quarterback. So McClellan doesn't need to repeat the play.
They get a little rub out right here. This could be a touchdown to the running back.
Burke covered out of the backfield. McClellan trying to scramble, still looking to throw. Turns upfield, and he gets taken out of bounds at the 2. Talking with Tavante Beckett.
Good recognitions, pretty well covered. I think if he gets to him early, you might have a chance to tight turn and get upfield, but instead, he decides to do it himself and talks a little smack on the backside, saying, I ought to just run you over next time.
Ace right, 27B. Hey, 27B. Reed. Ace right, 27B. Reed. Hey, let's go.
Gotta hurry. Play clock's at 3. To 1. They just get it off. Nowhere to go for Burt. And Jalen McClellan says, give me the play a little bit quicker, coach.
Has to happen faster. The offensive line wasn't set. Unblocked guy right off the edge makes the play in the backfield.
Rod Woodson, the head coach. 3rd and goal.
Better hustle again. They're trying to get a substitution.
There's no way that 35-second clock is running that fast. There's no way. Dude, it just snapped. That ball's running. That kid has to be a 35-second clock. Can't go to 25. Our clock is running way too fast, man. Come on, man. Okay. Come on, guys. That clock was good. No, no, it's not. It's not. I'm telling you, as soon as that guy is down, they're starting the clock. I know, but they don't do that when they're on the clock.
Let's bring in Dean Blandino. You hear Rod Woodson's complaints. What about the execution of the play clock, Dean?
Normal execution, right? The play ends, the official signal, the play clock is reset to 35, and it begins immediately following the play. And we just double-checked it. There was no miss. The play clock didn't go to a different number. It was right at 35. They sent in a sub late, and I think that was the issue. That's why they had to call a timeout.
Yeah, I watched it. I'm with you, Dean. Like, I watched it the whole time. It was at 32 when they got back ready to receive the play. So I'm all for Coach Woodson going out there and trying to get a little extra time, slow him down a hair, but that one felt like it was self-inflicted.
Out of the timeout, 3rd and goal.
Big down here for Houston.
Glendon, a great runner.
Much likely off the edge up top.
Got rid of it quick, and he's in for the touchdown. Sinkus Sweeting with his 4th touchdown catch of the season. And now Vegas will decide on the extra point value.
And as the motion went across, you brought also a defender to the other side as well, which indicates man coverage, means you got to get the ball out immediately. And the defender just can't get through that much traffic before the ball is completed. That was a great job of timing up the motion with the snap and McClendon getting the ball out as quickly as humanly possible for the touchdown.
Their last 2-pointer was intercepted. They're going back same play, and they get a flag. It is bobbled and out of bounds, incomplete. This time going to Sutton. You heard what Jalen told Katie.
In the neutral zone, 17.
We got
17.
Some advantages
in the neutral zone
leverage plays.
Snap, defense number 17, half the distance to the goal. The try will be replayed from the 2.5-yard line.
They'll move it closer. Still 2-point value. Vegas came in 6.5-point underdogs. They're now favored in this game.
Shuffle. KL 25 Thunder. KL 25 Thunder.
Gotta think this is going to just be a handoff to the left-hand side.
Travis Kuntz, the lead blocker. And John Lovett gets stood up before it got back to the line of scrimmage. 7-play, 41-yard drive. Took 4 minutes off the clock. Ended with a Sinclair Sweeting touchdown catch. And Jalen McClendon feeling it. So is his defense. 2 takeaways for the Vipers in this game. Maurice Smith forced the fumble, recovered by C.J. Avery. And then Jalen McClendon cashing in on the takeaway. We return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Had to get it from Mom Duke. She's sitting in section 115 right there. Shout out, Mama, I love you.
I love it. It was a little hectic right before your touchdown. How did you think that your team handled settling in and obviously getting into the end zone?
Yeah, so we got to do a better job with managing the clock. The officials are not giving us, the reset clock. So us as an offense, we got to get the plays in quicker. And I believe we got composed after the timeout and, was able to punch in a touchdown. So that's always good. Your offense has obviously gotten a spark since Jalen has come in as starting quarterback. What do you think of the job that he has done? Jalen has done a tremendous job. I mean, he's put his head down and worked, hasn't complained, and when he got his opportunity, he's made the most of it. We're a way more dynamic offense, and we all got Jalen back. Thanks, Q. No problem. Thank you.
You could say Sinclair Sweeting has made the most out of his opportunity as well, as playing at Seton Hill and then Slippery Rock, and now playing pro football. Wade Phillips has been around the game a while. He's with Coach Kubelik a moment ago.
Coach Phillips, you moving the football, defense has been put in some bad spots. How do you address ball security and some of the penalties, some of them self-inflicted wounds here early with your team?
Well, it's unusual for us, but we got to keep the football. We got to hold on to the football. We've been good at that all year, but just reminds everybody that, hey, we got to hold this football because we can move the ball on them.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.
They have moved the ball, but
we got to be able to play closer so that we can contest the catch. That's
a huge turnover.
Go.
Brandon Silvers threw an interception. They also have a fumble, and that one is off the mark. Mentioned this earlier, but Houston came in as 6.5-point favorites in this game. That has certainly changed.
The thing has flipped in a hurry, and based on how things have gone, granted, Vegas has not played well in the second half of football games. They give up 116 points in the second half this year. That leads the XFL. They've been a good starting team, but still, man, with what Houston's done up to this point, it'd be hard to take the points in that live line.
You can get Houston plus 150 to win the thing right now. Over the middle and incomplete. Travell Harris was there. And now Houston left with a 3rd and 10. By the way, the total dropped a half point right before kick.
You hear Jeter right there. Sounds like they're going on 2. That's the assumption. What do you think?
Either that or a gift basket at the end. 3rd and 10, Silvers. Not the best series for Houston.
Just a bad sequence there from Houston. Just nothing going. A couple of bad decisions and really well covered by the Vegas Vipers.
Houston is on the verge of hosting the South Division Championship, but the magic number 1 has got to make something happen. A team that has struggled in the second half of the season. And you see that opportunity to be home for the postseason slipping away. 49-yard punt. It's past the midway point of the second quarter. And Vegas getting the ball back here in Houston. McClellan taking it to another level.
How much you want to bet we score? Huh? How much you want to bet we score? How much you want to bet we score? I see him. Hey, where you at? 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 Where you
Trying to find Glenn Logan after the touchdown. Glenn Logan did say, hey, run it my way.
Yeah, don't run it my way.
1st and 10 for Vegas. McClendon on the run. Throws behind to Jeff Badette. Glenn Logan won a national championship with LSU. He's played in plenty of big games. Cole standing up right next to him.
We're just going to let quarterbacks talk trash to us?
Oh, hell no. Ain't no quarterback talking trash to me over here. I'm going to bark back.
Okay, there you go.
All right, now we have a story within a story. D tackle versus quarterback. I like the D tackle most of the time, but the way McClendon's playing, tell you what.
McClellan's playing with an incredible amount of confidence and knowledge of this playbook, picking out his own plays. Off the mark there. Not bad for a guy who's making only his 3rd start of the season.
Like we talked about, this league is for him. I mean, a guy that has tons of ability just needs reps. And he's showing now every single week, getting a little bit better and a little bit better. And so far today, obviously early in the game, he's off to his best start so far.
Need breaks sometimes in the football business. Jalen McClendon, it's a late add to Washington's roster in 2019. After a preseason injury to Josh Woodrum, he was with Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and Dwayne Haskins in the quarterback room that preseason. Pressured, gets away from it. Plenty of green in front of him, and McClendon slides down after picking up a 1st down.
Another situation where they were low on the play clock. The offensive line doesn't get the pressure sorted. They have a guy unblocked in Ellerby right up the middle. But McClendon's athleticism is able to get around him and turn a negative play into a positive.
Why have they been so late in the play clock?
They're just not getting out of the huddle fast enough. This time they did. They had plenty of time here.
John Lovett with the carry.
Let's see when Sherman delivers the play.
Let's go. Superman right, 28 same. Superman right, 28 same.
All right, so he has the play at 24 seconds. Shouldn't be any issues, but they're also late with a lot of their substitutions. As you can see, Geronimo Allison now running in late. Next thing you know, you're preparing to snap the ball with 10 seconds left.
Glendon hands it off. He's not 100% after that last run 3 plays ago. This is the hit he took, kind of going down for a slide and caught in between sliding late and taking a hit.
You can see nothing crazy violent, but maybe as the defender's going over the top, kind of lands on that right leg. So something to kind of watch here as this drive progresses.
Play clock is already at 10, 3rd and 3.
See, now they're going to be late again. The receiver's got to get lined up too. Hustle.
Lack of a sense of urgency. 4-5 on 3rd down. They get it off right before 0 hit. And he's hit as the ball was coming out. That is ruled a fumble on the field and returned for a Houston touchdown by Devontae Beckett. If it stands, it's the 3rd turnover this game that has led to points. That one directly, and it came thanks to DeAndre Johnson working his way into the backfield.
And DeAndre Johnson working against the backup left tackle, Quintarius Eatman, after Denby went down a little earlier in the ball game. He runs the loop. Got to see is the hand moving forward as the ball is released. It doesn't look like it is. Usually you can tell if the ball jumps forward a little bit, but it does look like it's dislodged before the attempt of the throw begins. Just a great defensive play for Houston, who had to have it. Their offense had been struggling up to this point.
Houston will go for 1. Cole McDonald is in at quarterback for the Roughnecks. Max Borghi runs it, and he gets stopped. That live line over at Caesars is just bouncing up and down right now. How about Wade Phillips' reaction to Devontae Beckett's scoop and score?
Touchdown! 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 Yes!
Man, they needed that. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, similar situation. Offense for Houston really struggling these last few weeks. On that day, it was a fumble that William Likely took to the house. Right here, Beckett picks it up for the scoop and score. And Houston's defense continues to keep them in ball games as the offense is trying to find its footing.
.345 to go before half. Austin Jones will handle the kickoff duties for Houston. Every point in this game has come off of turnovers. You can now get Vegas plus 105 on the live money line. Who wins this thing, Greg? Where would you go?
I'd go Vegas right now. I mean, I haven't seen anything from Houston's offense that gives me a whole lot of positivity.
Short kick. Sweeting rushes up to the 19. Nowhere to go. Another huge defensive stand for Houston. The takeaway has swung this game again. Here's Cole Kubelik.
DeAndre Johnson with the swat to get that ball out. Just take me through that pass rush move, what you saw pre-snap and how you were able to get to the quarterback.
Yeah, man, just a third down and short. I know I had to get off the ball, get in the backfield, make a play for my team, man. We down. I just had to get off the ball, do what I do best, get in the backfield.
You're waiting for the interview. Did I keep you off kick cover?
Yeah, man. I might get chewed out by my special team coach.
That's my fault. You blame that on me.
Yes, sir.
I'll take it.
All right.
Say next time he makes the play and it turns into a touchdown, you'll go get him again, give him another rest so he doesn't have to cover a kickoff. That seems equitable.
I'll talk to Coach Eager. We'll work it out down here.
There you go. That seems like a fair ask. You make a play, take a play off.
Rod Smith with the carry.
And that's one aspect of this Vegas offense that hasn't really gotten going yet. McClendon's made some plays running the football off schedule.
And now Smith will take himself out of the game.
They haven't really gotten the traditional handoff run game going just yet. As you can see, it's like as he's going to the ground, kind of grabs that right leg and limps off. Hopefully Smith will be okay.
55 games in the NFL after his Ohio State career. This is John Lovett. And Lovett is able to turn upfield. That's going to leave 3rd and 1. Vegas is 4 of 6 on 3rd downs today.
25 reads, so they're going to be reading the end man of the line of scrimmage. It'll be a handoff, zone read. So they'll be reading this guy. If he comes upfield, you hand it off. If he dives down, then you pull it as a quarterback.
Handed it off, and huge stop by C.J. Brewer.
Houston defense continues to play so well along the line of scrimmage. You can see the end man on the line of scrimmage, the read key, Ellerby. He stays wide, accounts for the quarterback, and allows his teammates play side to make a play on the ball carrier. Well executed, well defended there on the zone read.
2-minute warning. Vegas came in as 6.5-point underdogs. They lead by 6 as we approach halftime here in Houston. A team eliminated from the playoffs. A team trying to wrap up home field advantage. And so far, the Vipers have outplayed the Roughnecks. Back to Houston in a moment. In the South, Arlington and San Antonio will be San Antonio will be Houston's opponent.
There's an update. Obviously, Seattle and St. Louis teeing it up tomorrow for the right to see who's going to be that team that faces off against D.C.
Bell Harris takes his punt at the 10. Cuts upfield. Stays on his feet to the 30. Fantastic return by Harris. Houston looking for some momentum from defense and special teams. You mentioned that St. Louis-Seattle game tomorrow at 3. Week 9 of the league continues tonight. Guardians are in the Alamo Dome to take on San Antonio. That's on ESPN2. Arlington travels to D.C. tomorrow. That game noon on ESPN, followed by Seattle and St. Louis, also on ESPN, and every game available on the ESPN app. What's going on at quarterback for St. Louis?
Going to be interesting.
Brandon Silvers has all day. There is a flag down. And great one-hand gather by Ben Putnam.
Did you see where the flag?
Not 7 on the line. 64 is too deep.
Talking about the left guard, left tackle Jack
Not
Snyder.
enough players on the line of scrimmage. Offense. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Cole, you played offensive line in the SEC. That seems pretty simple.
A lot of times it is, but when you're trying to switch it up and you've got elite pass rushers like you do in this game, you're just trying to alter things, change things a little bit. It can get confusing. So it's one of the things we've seen is inconsistency along the offensive lines in this league. It's gotten a little bit better, but still shows up time to time.
Got to be versatile. Snyder came in as a left guard. Sage Doxtator's out, so he's bumped out to tackle.
Go.
Silvers, huge hit on Garrett Owens, and it's not the first time Silvers has delivered to a guy who's been a sitting duck.
And if you see Owens, he's trying to help out that right tackle working against Peter Tomapenu. And then he's kind of got that bang middle of the field. They were all over it.
Silvers letting it go down the sideline, and it's knocked away at the last second, taken out of Burnett's hands by Jamar Summers. Fantastic recovery by Summers.
Man, it looked like it was going to be an unbelievable catch for Burnett. He had it for a moment, but Summers stayed with it all the way through and dislodges it as they're going to the ground. An interesting situation here. Vegas with only one timeout. Of course, they get the ball back. They could run their own 2-minute operation, but it'll be interesting to see if...
Low check swing, wide shallow.
It sounds like they're going to go with something pretty high percentage here to try to keep that clock rolling.
3-man rush and a hair behind Garrett Owens. That near catch by Burnett a moment ago would have been his first of the game. He already has a drop, and he came in as one of the league's best receivers. 4th in the league in targets. Meanwhile, it's a second straight 3-and-out for Houston.
The offense continues to struggle. This time, ball thrown a little behind Owens. Can't reel it in. So far, whether it's the protection or the inability to reel in some difficult catches, just not a lot going so far for the Roughnecks.
Second punt for Race Porter, former all-conference punter in the Pac-12 for Washington. Matthew Sexton to receive. Pushed back to the 18. And Sexton thrown down before he could get to the 30, and they're going to get a horse collar on that from Drew Lewis.
See right here, does look. So you get that hand up around the collar. Looks like it was close.
Receiving team a hold and a horse collar tap. No, offense, kicking team, right? We have a hold on the receiving team and a
during
horse
the kick.
collar.
Horse collar was on the kicking team. Sorry. Yes. So we got a hold on the receiving team during the kick.
Yep.
And we've got a double after. So we're gonna go from where
the change
foul would be enforced from. So we're going to go end of the kick.
What's the number on the horse?
27 on the horse collar.
At the end of the play.
So Dean, where are we going to put it?
19.
Double
19.
after, doesn't that go to the end of the kick?
Goes 19, yeah, end of the kick.
End of the kick. Okay. There are fouls by both teams. Holding receiving team number 28 personal foul, horse collar tackle, kicking team number 27. It's the receiving team's ball at the end of the kick, first down.
Correct. The 19-yard line.
Dean, as we look at this, when you would have a play on both sides, why is it, you said double after, can you explain what that term means and why there is a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run?
So a double after means both fouls occurred after the change of possession. And when that happens, the ball is placed at where the receiving team's foul would have been enforced from, which is the end of the kick. So there's no yardage penalty assessed. The ball is just placed at the end of the kick because that's the enforcement.
And what about the horse collar? Would there be no penalty in regards to the horse collar?
By both teams, right? So it's almost like an offset at the spot where the receiving team's foul would have been enforced from. That's the rule.
Okay.
Appreciate it, Dean. Daniel McClendon is able to find Lovett out of the backfield. He's got open space and takes it out to the 46-yard line. Vegas has one timeout remaining. 44 seconds left in the half.
Of course, under 2 minutes, the ball will stop to set the change, similar to the college timing rule. Great job identifying a one-on-one with your running back against a safety that's inverting weak side. Really good matchup and a ton of space there for them to work offensively. Vegas, a little surprised that they decided to take a timeout right here. You would love to have that one in your hip pocket in case of a sack or in case of a lost yardage play. And then in an end of half situation, you'd love to keep that timeout for the kicker. So I don't necessarily agree with calling it with 44 seconds left. It seems a little early for me.
You got a screen over there. Don't try now. Clock will start at first downs and out of bounds, okay?
You feel like they could have either spiked it or had a play to run?
Yeah, I think that's what I would have done. You could have gone up. You have plenty of time. Of touchdowns unlikely, so I would have gone up and tried to call an offensive play. If you sacrifice 5 or 6 seconds, it's not the end of the world. You're 25 yards away from potentially attempting a field goal.
Setting up the screen. Geronimo Allison takes it past midfield, and there's a flag down.
Jalen McClendon just took a huge hit there at the end of the play.
Hold the box. Go back box. Go back box.
Who recovered the ball? Who recovered the ball? I've got clear fumble. I've got a fumble upstairs. I've got a fumble upstairs. Okay. Okay.
The ruling on the field is a completed catch. Personal foul. Roughing the passer with body weight. Defense. 15-yard penalty added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
And here's the hit that's applied to Jalen McClendon there as you see the defender, number 57, Charles Wiley, takes all of his body weight and lands on the quarterback. You have to at least make an attempt to roll as you're going to the ground. He did not, and the official dropped the flag. And now the big key for Jalen McClendon and the Vipers offense, they cannot take a sack.
Reset the game clock to 36 seconds. 36,
when you get
please.
to this part of the field, you're anticipating pressure defensively for them to try to knock you out of field goal range. So you as a quarterback, the clock has to speed up internally, knowing the ball has to get out, because any lost yardage puts your field goal attempt into jeopardy.
McClendon pressured, got out of it, and now he's got room to rumble. And McClendon slides down inside the 20, 29 seconds left.
You got tons of time. Don't clock it. Get the offense lined up and call a play. You got a defensive player that's hurt as well.
Yeah, that's going to buy him some time. It should be noted, field goal kicking has been an adventure for Vegas this season. They're on their second kicker. They're last in the league, just 7 for 15 on field goals.
Another great job by McClendon, feeling that edge pressure, stepping up, and somehow finding a way to get through it. It looked like he was going to be dropped by Chauncey Rivers, who was coming off the right-hand side. He somehow finds a way to get out of it, and again, makes a great play for Vegas offensively.
Coaches can challenge anything in the XFL.
So, are we behind the line of scrimmage? Okay, so that number.
It's the second timeout or not?
Yeah, we're gonna make it holding, so we're not charging them another timeout. It was a hold, and we're behind the line of scrimmage, so we're gonna enforce it from the previous spot, which was the 34-yard line.
34-yard line. Holding, and now we're going to replay first down, correct?
Replay first down, correct. And the number is 71.
After review, holding, offense, number 71. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay first down.
And just a great job there by Wade Phillips executing that challenge rule. Of course, anything can be challenged once per game. You want to obviously save it for a potential game-changing play. Would love to have it in the fourth quarter, but that play right there was enormous. As you can see, the right guard, number 71, Isaiah Williams, as McClendon's moving towards the line of scrimmage, watch the defender try to spin back inside, and that's where they get the hold. You see the left hand, and the defender, number 57, Charles Wiley, putting his hands up to sell it as well. Terrific execution of the challenge, and look at that penalty. It's not a 10-yard penalty. It's really a 40-yard penalty and potentially a 3-point penalty for the Vegas Vipers.
Wiped off the 15-yard rush by McClendon. Go back to the screen, and that ball knocked away. And this is a similar play that Houston nearly got a pick six from Trayvon Mason last week. Trent Harris got his hands on that one. 2nd and 20.
Nice job getting your hands up here defensively. Feeling the screen as Trent Harris, one of the best edge rushers in the entire XFL. He identifies it, goes vertical, knows he can't get home, swats the ball down to set up 2nd and 20.
Pressure from the safety, gets rid of it to his running back, and Lovett gets taken down by a shoelace. A.J. Handy brings him down. Clock rolling.
And right here, you would probably spike it. You have to spike it. There you go. Now you got 5 seconds. Take a shot at the end zone. Or if you feel like your field goal kicker can kick it from 52, 50 or so.
And that's what they'll try. Sam Sloman.
55, excuse me. 56 or 55. I put a guy back. I put William Likely back underneath it to see if maybe he could return one. If I'm Wade Phillips, I'd call timeout right here and maybe give that some consideration.
Sloman was just signed last week. He only has 1 game under his belt, sitting at home on the couch when he got the call. 55-yarder. Wow. Had the distance, but a missed right. And Vegas with a missed opportunity in the holding penalty, which allowed the long run by McClendon anyway. Knocked him out of range.
Plenty of distance. Good contact. Just pushes it just a hair. It was well struck. But a great example of why you would use the challenge there in a critical situation that ultimately ended up costing Vegas at least 3 points at the end of half.
Jalen McClendon threw a couple of touchdowns in the first half. He's walking off with Katie.
Jalen, there were some highs and lows from that first half. How would you describe the way that you and your teammates played?
I mean, we just got to execute a little bit better. Like, we get what we want. We just have some misouts here and there, but we got everything we want. We just got to execute a little bit better.
Your team is known for starting really strong, but then falling off a little in the second half. What's the key to finishing this thing out?
Just really honing in, like on our job, executing our tasks, know what we're supposed to do, being where we're supposed to be, and again, just executing our assignments, doing our assignments, not having mishaps here and there.
We've seen how versatile you are at QB. What do you think your X factor is?
My teammates, them just believing in me, them doing their job, you know, them getting the ball, like them being playmakers. So,
thanks for the time. Best of luck in the second half. Cole?
We've got Roughnecks wide receiver coach Peyton Pardee with me. Seemed like the chemistry between quarterbacks, receivers off just a little bit in the first half. What's your message? How do you talk to your guys about that at halftime?
You know, it's all on us. So, you know, the Vegas Vipers defense came out and they did exactly, you know, what we anticipated they would do. You know, we just got to find a way to get into rhythm and get our receivers and quarterbacks going. So, you know, it's very correctable stuff. We just got to get back to the basics, you know, get back to playing pitch and catch and playing our brand of football as an offense.
You're as involved as anybody in this sideline. I've watched you a couple times this year. Do you go give AJ some input as to maybe some adjustments that might help what you think with your group specifically?
You know, I think we got a great plan, and AJ's done a hell of a job, you know, this season and this week. You know, our plan is really solid, so, you know, we communicate throughout the game on kind of what we're seeing, and, you know, I like the direction that we're heading as far as the game plan is concerned. We just got to go out there and execute.
Thank you, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cole, fantastic work. Coming up at halftime, we'll get you in both locker rooms, Houston and Vegas, and a look back of 2 overtime games last week in the best of the XFL in Week 8.
Yes, I show what I prove. Yes, I'm giving you more. Hey, yo, I waited for this.
It's Orlando and San Antonio. Brahma's the home team. It'll be loud in the Dome tonight. Arlington is in D.C. tomorrow at noon on ESPN. And the weekends with Seattle going into the Dome in St. Louis Sunday, 3 o'clock on ESPN. What a game we've had so far. Tom Hart, Greg McElroy, you got Cole and Katie in the locker rooms. It was so much on the line for this Houston team, whether it's lack of focus or execution, the mistakes of what given Vegas' lead at the half.
Yeah, 2 turnovers turned into 12 points, and then fortunately for them, their defense created a turnover of their own, scoop and score touchdown going the other direction. So when you look at really the first half, it was kind of a comedy of errors. I mean, you had the holding 2 on Vegas at the end of half that wiped 3 points at least off the board. So cleaning it up in the second half has to be the #1 priority for both Wade Phillips and for Rod Woodson on Houston and Vegas' sideline respectively.
If you're looking for a little action this game, remember Greg said earlier, Houston's been a great second half team. The greatest point differential in the league in the fourth quarter. The question is, that's what they've done so far. Can they find that today?
And conversely, Vegas has really struggled in the second half of football games. They've given up 116 points in the second half. That's the most in the XFL. So one team that struggled in the second half, one team that's excelled in the second half. But based on the first 30 minutes, there's not a whole lot to like from what we've seen Houston offensively. They've been off rhythm in the passing game. They haven't been able to consistently run the football. Receivers and quarterback haven't been on the same page. So it's going to take a complete 180 to flip the performance because it's been dismal to this point.
Jalen McClendon's performance has been really good. Took advantage of the 2 first-half turnovers and throw a couple of touchdown passes. Remember, this is just his 3rd week as a starter for the Vipers.
He's played great, made really good decisions, has gotten the ball out quickly. Remember, you're going against one of the best pass rushes in the XFL in Houston. But when that pass rush gets too aggressive, he's been willing to take it down and run it himself. So he's done a really good job of distributing the football and has made great decisions in the first 30 minutes. So he's going to have to continue to play at a high level and create with his legs if their offense is going to continue to roll.
Houston came in as favorites in this one. Now the Roughnecks are getting 2 points according to the live line.
Sounds like there's a little steam on the Roughnecks getting 2 because it was 2.5 just a little while ago. So clearly the Sharps hammering the Roughnecks here in the second half.
Week 9 of the XFL season. Houston is in the postseason. Their magic number to host is sitting at 1. Either 1 win from them or a loss by Arlington. Pretty simple. It's right there for the taking for the Roughnecks, who needed overtime to win at San Antonio last week. Sam Sloman to kick it off. Max Borghi. Nobody can move until he touches it, and he gets it right at the goal line. Borghi looking for a seam. take a look at today's Progressive first half stats. Vipers outgaining the Roughnecks, and once again, just like last week against St. Louis, owning time of possession if you're into that kind of thing.
And a big issue too is the rush yards. I mean, Houston has to create a little bit of balance. So far, Brandon Silvers in the passing attack just hasn't really clicked. Got to take some of the pressure off the passing attack by being better on first and second down, and that starts by effectively running the football in those regular down and distance situations.
Bit of a hole for Bryson Allen. Played his college ball at Delaware State. Decent start.
Good start right there. 4 yards on first down. Always feel good about that. If I'm A.J. Smith, I continue to kind of lean on that offensive line. See if I can't create a little bit of a seam in the run game.
Pressure from the edge. Picked up. Silver took a shot to the face. That'll bring a 15-yard flag. There's Maurice Smith coming in on the
personal
blitz.
Foul. Face mask. Defense number 26. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It was pretty clear as Maurice Smith was engaged, reached out, grabbed that face mask, and the official called it immediately. Silvers actually tried to adjust his helmet as he was looking for running room. Just a mistake there from Vegas's defense.
Swing out to Allen, and he cuts back against the grain. DJ Calhoun finally laid the wood on him, but Allen is able to rip off 6 on first down.
Right tight, H block, Denver punch.
I like the running game, huh?
Yeah, right here, Denver, Tampa, Detroit. Anytime you hear a name of a city, it's a run play here in the run and shoot. So it's going to be a handoff inside to the right.
Why not Peoria, Paducah?
Those would be short yardage runs because they're smaller. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Different Troy quarterback than Corey Robinson.
Red F swing, 8 stick on one.
Here's Borghi. He loses yardage on first down. Maurice Smith there to make the play. This Vegas coaching staff, Chris Dishman and Rod Woodson on the defensive side, really like what Smith has brought to the organization for coming back from injury. And he's got a chance to get a real good look at the next level.
Yeah, he's played a lot of big games at both Alabama and at Georgia. So he knows what the expectation is, and that was a great open field tackle behind the line of scrimmage.
Pressure. Got out of it. And Silvers slides down after a nice run. That's going to set up third and intermediate.
Let's go. Trey left, stand, move right, do. Here's Trey right, excuse me. Trey right, stand. F move right, blue juke wide prop. Get to the first down. Be looking for the corners. Outside release. Justin, here we go.
Talking to Justin Smith, number 10.
Absolutely has to outside release.
Near side receiver. Silvers has that covered. Fires the other side. And that's good for a first down to Garrett Owens.
Great job there by Silvers. Scanning the field. Didn't like anything left initially. Had the juke route. Was well covered. Gets back to his right on the outlet, and it's just enough to convert on the third down.
Huge stop straight ahead by Laron Stokes out of Oklahoma.
Ace right, wild, tight. slow. Ace right, Y on, tight. Very wide slow.
Y on, tight.
Z scoot in, you got the corner. Backside Texas.
Hey, Gray.
Gray, Y slow.
Gray, Y slow. On, ready? Yeah. Gray, Y slow.
So you hear red and you hear blue a lot. Gray is a little bit of a mix. Gray, for them, is a little bit of a 7-man protection, meaning the tight end at the line of scrimmage, he's got to initiate by blocking first.
Smith came in blitzing again, and Owens has just a 1-yard gain. Wade Phillips' team looking at a 3rd and 9.
Are expecting pressure if you're the quarterback here, as the defense wants to knock you out of field goal range. So got to get the ball out quickly if you're Brand Silvers. And you hear knife. That means you're going to get a dagger route to the outside. So you're going to try to cut the defense vertically, and then you're going to wrap it right around right there. That's why it's knife, dagger, anything that cuts. That's what you got.
Brian Adams down the sideline and intercepted. Throw behind him, and Keelan Kennedy's got his 2nd takeaway of this game. Keelan Kennedy was working for a moving company in Pensacola when the XFL called, and going to be in the heat. Would you rather be hauling couches or taking the football away? We all know the answer to this one. What did Silvers see? He saw Kennedy, number 6 in white, for the 2nd time this game. Back to Houston in a moment.
The have it moment. How is this one different than the first?
I wouldn't say they're really different. We feel like we need everyone, every drive, if we can get one. We just focus on playing good ball, trusting our technique, trusting our coaching, and that's what helped me make the play.
Thinking about what you've accomplished just this afternoon, you were working for a moving company when you got the call to come join the XFL. What has this experience been like for you?
Man, this is such a blessing. I feel so blessed to have this opportunity. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else right now.
Keep it up. Thank you.
Keelan Kennedy, you're not in Kansas anymore. Garden City Community College and Fort Hays State, was committed to Jackson State. Ended up getting a look thanks to a 3-week camp, the NFL Alumni Academy. And it has led to a breakout game here with 2 interceptions, and now Ellerby with the big stop. Those are the first 2 picks of the season for Kennedy.
A great play on the last one as well. Just kept the eyes inside, continued to run vertical with the receiver, knowing there was no threat to the outside and short. And he makes a good play on the football, but it's really up to Houston's defense. They're really the only thing that's keeping them in this game, because the offense has been stagnant for most of the afternoon.
Vipers averaging better than 5 yards a play to the perimeter, and taken away by Houston. Defense comes through, and J.D. Harris. Steakheads love it. Take a bow. Harris took it away from Martavis Bryant. Got kids losing their shirt in the stands. It's a party in H-Town.
How about it right here? I mean, just a great play by J.D. Harris, just continuing to fight. You see him engaged with Bryant, and he strips it with his right hand, tucks it, and finds pay dirt as the offensive coordinator. A.J. Smith, he's going to have to buy Brian Stewart dinner after the performance that this defense has given them up to this point.
Both Houston scores have come on takeaways. And now the Roughnecks looking for their first lead of the game. And they got it! The conversion goes to Tavon Salter. And the Roughnecks have a 1-point lead.
Just good execution here. Quick throw to the inside with some momentum as they're able to squeak across the line for the conversion, as Salter plays big and finds his way for the conversion as we go down to Cole.
J.J., take us through that last play. When did you know you were going to be able to get that football out?
Man, I had him stood up, and I seen a shot at the ball, so, man, I took advantage.
Scoop and score out of the end zone. How did that feel? And did you feel like the defense had to make a play based on the offense struggling a little bit?
Man, we just going out there doing our jobs, man. We out here supporting the offense. Whatever happens out there, we just going to let it happen. Control what we control and try to make plays.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Before starring at USC, J.J. Harris was the LA City Division I Player of the Year for Crenshaw High School in 2013. He was a takeaway machine with the Trojans after starting his career there as a wide receiver.
That was a great play right there. As you could hear him, he had him stood up. The ball was kind of out wide to the left by Bryant. He steals it from him and does a front flip into the end zone.
Here's Sweeting. Took off from the 7. And taken down at the 26-yard line. Round 1 of the NFL Draft beginning April 27th in Kansas City. 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN and ABC. All 3 days will air on both ABC and ESPN.
The great thing about the XFL is the calendar. I mean, obviously, Dwayne Johnson, Danny Garcia, Redbird, they've all emphasized the importance of the opportunities the players are going to have beyond this league. So to wrap up the regular season next week, a week prior to the NFL Draft, really gives these guys a great chance to potentially latch onto a roster. So it's another step taken by the XFL that makes this league second to none.
McClendon having a big day. With Vegas trailing for the first time. Brian Burt picks up 1. Chauncey Rivers, who starred on Last Chance U, in on the tackle. He had been injured earlier this game, but back.
61 8 man.
Live line to Caesars. Vegas now getting 3.5 points.
Yeah. Hey, battle host.
Second and 8. McClendon on time. That's Jeff Badette. Played at both Kentucky and then Oklahoma. Coming back from an injury. Didn't play last week.
Nice timing on this throw. Good patience by Badette. Kind of slows a little hesitation out route, knowing there's a defender out in the flat that you have to avoid. Doesn't run in to the contact. As you can see, came out of the gates on fire. And has slipped just a little bit in production the last few weeks, trying to get back involved here in the passing game.
6th in the league in yards. Tied for second in receiving touchdowns, despite missing the last week and a half. Linebacker coming. And they get to him. McClendon taken down. Houston came in with 29 sacks in the season to lead the league. And Emmanuel Ellerby, who played right up the street at Rice, is in on the sack for the Roughnecks.
And you're going to see on the right-hand side that weak side linebacker, number 52, Ellerby. When he blitzes in the back, picks him up, that frees up Beckett, who can come right around the edge to time it up. That's who arrives initially. Then Ellerby recovers to bring down McClendon. That was a good job of overloading the protection and dropping the dynamic quarterback as he was trying to find some space.
2nd and 13. Pressure again, and they live it in the backfield now. Brian Burt swallowed up by a host of Roughnecks, including Tavante Beckett and William Likely. And now 3rd and Sugarland for Vegas.
Got to be thinking some type of screen or something here. Maybe a quarterback draw if you get a friendly look. Friendly look meaning there's not many defenders in the box defensively. So inside the tackles you count. There's not many guys there. I might go with the quarterback draw right here.
Lennon to the screen. Badette dropped it. And momentum residing on the Houston sideline now.
It's amazing when we talked at halftime the importance of just cleaning things up. As you can see the pressure being applied. They have a screen called underneath. They have some blockers, but nothing there as Badette drops it after a pretty accurate throw. One that should have been caught by Badette.
4th and 20. They punt it away. Travell Harris from the 26. Ducks his way to the 40, stays on his feet, is able to get to the sideline, and high steps his way past midfield. Houston's got momentum. First the takeaway, the scoop and score, and now big special teams play. Roughnecks lead by 1. We return after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Oh, we're not worried about no quarterback. We coming after you, though. That's it. You know it?
Hey, we the police. I mean, we out here regulating.
You don't even look like you're sweating.
Hey, man.
We the best in the league.
Yeah, hey, we the police. We run everything out here. At some point, you got to come home. Hey, y'all ready? Y'all ready? You can. Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. You got to come home at some point. You can run, but you can't hide.
There it is.
You can't hide.
Mike Lowry. Which of those three is Tia Leone, though?
What I'm trying to figure out, I really, as a quarterback, am very uncomfortable with how much energy the D-line has at this point of the game. I need those guys to be dying on the sideline. Not the case, though.
There's Bryson Alene trying to change direction. Yeah, they have a lot of energy, huh?
Man, I want to see defensive linemen that are on the oxygen tank, that are getting IVs. Not the case, though, as Houston's defense continues to keep them in it. No, 100%.
They're in the backfield. They're good. No matter how hot it is, how many reps.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can go all day as long as I'm winning.
Yeah.
That's it.
Second down 10. Silvers dumps it out to Alene. And he's just short of the marker, leave 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I want to go jumbo. Breakout. Broncos. Go, 22 seconds. Breakout.
All right, so
changing quarterbacks.
Yeah, so Broncos will be zone handoff to the left-hand side. Now they got to break out, but you also have a bubble to the right-hand side if you like the numbers. The numbers look okay, actually.
Good enough for the first down behind the running of Max Borghi. We learned a couple weeks ago the Ripper was a tag on the run play.
Correct. That's an RPO. So if you don't like the run, you have the option to take the pass. Run, pass, option. So you have the option to take it, but on short yardage situations, you don't want to throw it. You almost have to let common sense override the rule. Trust your back and your offensive line to pick up that short yardage for the conversion.
Cole McDonald's going to stay in at quarterback. And he keeps it. McDonald rips off 5 on first down. Deontay Anderson, who played in this stadium for the Houston Cougars, in on the tackle.
Here at Tampa, that's a trap. You're going to see one of these offensive linemen trap the defensive tackle to the play side.
And ran right by him, and Borghi bounces to the outside. And Houston is taking control of this game on a long run of 22 yards by Max Borghi.
We talked at halftime. It's going to be so important with the passing game struggling. There's the trap as you see number 70, Yarbrough, kick out the end man of the line of scrimmage. Borghi goes right in behind him for a nice game. But we talked at halftime, you have to get the run game going. If the passing game is stagnant, you got to find some offense on the ground, and they've done that early here in the second half.
They have neutralized number 0 for Vegas, Peter Talamoa Penu, who came in as second best sack guy in the league. He just hasn't been able to impact this game.
And so much of Houston's offensive plan is really designed to limit his impact. Making sure a tight end is over him, making sure a back will hit him on the way out of the backfield. So Peter Tomo Penu still affecting the game even though he doesn't have the numbers.
Ripped over the middle, and that is for a first down at the 1-yard line by Travell Harris.
And probably the best throw of the day so far from Brandon Silvers. That's a really tight window. It's good coverage there in the red zone. He's able to squeeze it in and allow his receiver to go down and make a play for him.
Still get Houston on the live line, -5.5. Here's Borghi straight up the gut, and he plunges in for the touchdown. First offensive touchdown for the Roughnecks today. The defense has contributed too.
Very nice job here by Houston's offensive line. Good job at the point of attack. You saw number 21, Garrett Owens, come across the formation and kick out backside. And Borghi knows exactly how far he's got to go to get it. To get the 6.
Interesting they're going for 2 here.
You got some action at the top. Not sure what was going on there, but it looked like a Vipers player hit somebody.
That's Maurice Smith and Adam Sparks who...
I think it's 26, not 28.
One on each team.
Smith, number 26.
Giving them a personal foul for giving them the business there.
Yeah, just gonna offset. Personal foul. Defense. Personal foul. Offense. The penalty's offset. The try will be attempted from the 5-yard line.
Dante Burnett in the middle of it.
Well, you can see at top of the screen right here in the bunch formation. Got some action there. Little chatter. Things escalate a little bit, but a good job by the officials, man. Just call it on both sides, move on.
Two-point attempt. And low coming out of Silver's hands. The lead is 7. Katie George, what do you got?
I'm with Isaiah Williams here. Isaiah backs against the wall a little bit. What do you guys need to do to get some momentum going on offense?
I think we're just making a couple adjustments. You know, J-Mac's playing a pretty good game. We're going to keep moving them up front, get the run game going, and then we'll go from there.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
10,967 here at TD-ECU Stadium in Houston, and they have seen a thriller going back and forth. We got some meat on the sideline. Max Borghi's with Cole.
Max, you got that touchdown, and you love short yardage situations, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, just got to rely on the line, and they did a great job blocking up front.
A lot of people look at your stature, though. They would think you won't want the ball around the goal line, though. You feast on that.
Wherever, man. I make plays all over the field. I don't care where it is.
Thanks, Max.
Thank you.
Played in a similar offense playing at Washington State. The guy spent some time in a couple of camps, Colts, Broncos, and Steelers.
He's an excellent player. It just, sometimes, especially a running back, there's so many great running backs, and him being maybe the tiniest bit of a question mark, can he contribute on special teams outside of being a return man, is probably the big question. But my goodness, in this offense, he's a perfect setup and the perfect back for this style of attack.
19 unanswered points for Houston. 1:15 to go in the third quarter. The 9-part docuseries Player 54 gives you an all-access look at XFL players and coaches. Episode 6 is available now on ESPN Plus and looks at the Guardians' dramatic first win of the season against the Defenders. It came in Week 7. Then how DC bounced back from that loss and got ready for a Week 8 matchup against Seattle. All 6 episodes available on ESPN Plus. 19 unanswered for Houston, as I mentioned. Pressure is on Jalen McClendon in Vegas now.
Here you go.
McClendon gets rid of it, and it goes for a first down to Sinque Sweeting, excuse me.
If you're Jalen McClendon, you're just telling the guys, hey, man, we've been our own worst enemy today. We've had 2 balls that end up getting fumbled that they took back to the house. If we just play clean football, we've been able to move it consistently. So it's a big drive for Vegas to try to stop the bleeding.
To the edge, and this is Geronimo Allison, and they're moving the ball again. Greg, live line right now, you could get Vegas plus 6.5. Do you take it?
I would take it. I mean, they've been the more consistent team today. Now, Houston has all the momentum, but knowing how this thing is probably going to go down to the wire, I think getting just inside of a touchdown feels favorable. The total would be what I would be looking at right now. Sitting at 42.5 on the live line. 44 is where it opened.
Another completion. This is Matthew Sexton. On the value buy, you can get Vegas at plus 400 if you think the 6.5 is good. Going to win the whole darn thing. Vegas led for most of 2.5 quarters. Now they trail by 7 as we head to the fourth quarter. Vipers Roughnecks returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Warren Arlington lost this weekend. Houston 5-0 against the division. Haven't won a game against North Division foes, which is where Vegas resides. Week 9 of 10, and only 2 teams have been eliminated from postseason possibilities to this point. Now it's 2nd and 3. McClendon chased down the pocket, and he goes down. Another sack for Houston. C.J. Brewer. Bad boys coming after him.
And this right here, I'm not sure what's going on with the right side of the offensive line. Isaiah Williams engages initially and then slides to the outside. I'm not sure what he's thinking. Allowing a defensive tackle to breathe fire on your quarterback. I don't know if he thought the center was going to be going in that direction to help him out, but either way, miscommunication up front. There's absolutely nothing Jalen McClendon can do.
Third sack of the game for the Roughnecks, and with the play clock approaching 0, Vegas has to use the timeout. So many little things have conspired against Rod Woodson's team over the course of this season. Last week, a fake field goal. The left was left incomplete, and today, 2 key turnovers that led to Houston scores.
And that's been the biggest key. I mean, Vegas has been so competitive, but way too many self-inflicted mistakes all season long, starting week 1. And you got to give credit, too, to Houston defensively. Right around the left-hand side is DeAndre Johnson. He strips the ball loose. Beckett grabs it, takes it to the house. But that wasn't the only play. A little bit later on, Ajene Harris engaged with Bryant to the outside. He strips the ball. And then right here, continuing to apply pressure up front and create negative plays against Vegas offensively.
So out of the timeout, McClendon fires one complete on 3rd and long.
A good play there. I know it doesn't seem like much. I know ultimately you're going to come up short of converting that 3rd down conversion, but you now at least give your field goal kicker a chance. Nothing open downfield. Houston played very soft defensively. Take the underneath and allow the guy to catch and run to make this field goal a little more manageable from about what would have been a 53-yarder or so to now, or excuse me, a 63-yarder now to a 53-yarder.
He was just wide on a 55-yarder at the end of the half. This one is plenty good. And so Vegas has made it a 4-point game. But a moment ago, they were getting 7.5. Early in the fourth quarter, we got a 4-point game in Houston.
Jamar, obviously there's some frustrations on the defensive side right now. You're a veteran that people listen to on this side. What kind of advice have you given them? Because there's still a lot of football to be played.
Man, put our swagger jackets back on, man. You know, they only got 1 play on us. At the end of the day, it's 4 quarters of football, so we got to go out there and finish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A couple of takeaways for Vegas in the first half, giving them 8 over a 2.5 game span. They could use another one. After the field goal, Vegas will kick it away. Max Borghi back to receive. This kick from Sam Sloman. Just drilled one from 52 yards. Can't move until it's touched. 5 yards apart. Coverage team and the receiving team. And Borghi chased all the way to the sideline, and that will go out of bounds. And a massive touchback, which will bring it all the way out and give Houston fantastic field position here. Special teams rules encouraging returns.
The free kick out of bounds. The ball will be spotted 15 yards from the spot of the kick. It's 1st and 10.
To think about starting field position on the opponent's side of the 50 is just crazy, man. I mean, obviously such a huge penalty right there. Just one that absolutely cannot happen if you're Vegas and you're trying to climb out of this hole.
Houston today, 7 points on offense and 2 turnovers, but 2 fumble returns for touchdowns thanks to the defense.
Offense has come alive a little bit, though, in the second half. Just 4 run plays in the first half, 10 already just in the third quarter.
It's Bryson Alene this time. 1 yard gain.
Okay, give me this. Give me this.
A.J. Smith, the OC.
Yeah, go Falcon, Falcon, trips right up, red F stream. Falcon, Falcon, trips right up, red F stream.
Here we go. Hey, trips right up, red F stream. On, ready? Go!
Watch the crack.
Pressure coming. They got the Silvers and force an errant pass. Deontay Anderson, former Houston Cougar, in addition to playing at Ole Miss.
He's unblocked off the left-hand side. He looks like he's covering the slot. Instead, he decides to blitz at the last minute. The offensive line isn't responsible for that guy with the edge presence. And he drops Silvers for a big hit.
As a quarterback, how do you see that?
You have to be able to anticipate it and understand, hey, man, if anything comes outside the left tackle, he's mine. Got to be looking at it and get rid of it quickly.
They drop 8 this time. Silvers going deep over the middle into coverage and incomplete. Cedric Byrd, the intended receiver, he was surrounded by 3 white jerseys.
And it's got to be a killer for the Houston Roughnecks. You get great field position, the plus 45-yard line, and you go 3 and out and only gain 2 yards in the process. It was well executed defensively by Vegas, bringing that pressure on second down to get them behind the sticks. But, man, what a missed opportunity for the Roughnecks.
Ray Sporter to punt it away. The Houston team started the season 4-0. They're just 1-3 in the second half of their season. Owen checks up, and it's going to be a long field for Vegas. 11:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Vegas down 4. Week 9 of the XFL rolls on tonight. Primetime ESPN2. Orlando is in San Antonio to take on Hines Ward's Brahmas. And the best team in the league, DC, is home against Arlington tomorrow at noon on ESPN. And Cause the Law in the Lou. Battlehawks in the Dome. And a must-win against Seattle, 3 o'clock on ESPN to close out your XFL weekend.
I'll tell you what, that game Sunday afternoon, I mean, you could make a case it's the biggest game of the season up to this point. And the XFL winner likely in the North Championship. Loser likely out of the playoffs, and those are definitely 2 of the 3 best teams in the league.
Not on the same page with Vedette. The blitz was coming.
Wonder why the shot clock's always getting low here for Vegas. I mean, the receivers are always walking around. I mean, you got to get some urgency. When the receivers are walking, they're slow to line up. The communication's slow. The next thing you know, and you're under 10 almost, and the guys still aren't even set.
On 2nd and 10. Here's John Lovett. Does that impact what pre-snap decisions a quarterback can make?
Yes, I mean, because you want to get your guys set so you can diagnose what they're doing defensively. And if your guys are still walking around, you're not in your final formation, then it's tough to get a diagnosis as to what they're doing.
incomplete. Just a hair off. Trying to find Sweeting.
It was the right place to go with the football. As McClendon released it, he thought Sweeting was going to just stop right on a dime, but Sweeting starts coming back towards the line of scrimmage. Is well anticipated, and it would have been a completion had they been on the same page. Just slightly off target results in a punt for the Vipers.
Empty possession for Vegas. How much time ran off, though? Fourth punt of the game. Harris will have a chance. This from the 36. Ends it to the far side. Skips to midfield. And once again, the Roughnecks are going to have good field position. Houston is the site. The Roughnecks hoping to be home for the postseason to take care of Rod Woodson's team to get there. Vipers Roughnecks returns after this message and a word from our ABC stations. For the Vipers.
I got no bodies left on special teams. I'm down to
everybody's hurt.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm going to let them kick it out and do what we have to do. You know what I mean?
Charlie Eager, the special teams coach, sharing with Rod Woodson where they are from a personnel standpoint.
And obviously these rosters small, just 45 players dressing on a week-to-week basis, and you have a few guys go down like Vegas has today. They are crazy thin, especially in the third phase, being the special teams units.
Here's Max Borghi. And he slips through the first tackler. He's got a first down for Houston. And he's still on his feet inside the 15. What a run for Borghi. It goes for 36 yards, and they had him dead to rights multiple times.
Just great effort by Borghi. Great cutback. Sees the field to the outside. Cuts back to his right. Runs through a couple of would-be tacklers until he's finally dropped inside the 15-yard line. Just a tremendous individual effort there by Borghi.
Replaced in the backfield by Bryson Elling now. Houston can put the stamp on this one. Elling leads, and he's in! Roughnecks have extended their lead. 25 unanswered.
These running backs have really answered the challenge here in the second half. Both Aline and Borghi creating some big opportunities to now put Houston in the driver's seat.
What a finish by Bryson Elling, and now the point after. And it's a one hopper to the end zone. Bryson Elling played his college ball at Delaware State.
A little direct snap. He grabs it from out in front, and he's off to the races. And how about the leap there into the end zone as A.J. Smith, the offensive coordinator, loving what he sees there up in the booth. They've on the board now twice in the second half via the run game.
It was set up by the longest run of the season for the Roughnecks. Cole is up in the offensive coordinator booth. Cole.
All right, AJ, take us through that last drive. For somebody who does not like a single run play that exists, you call two and find a way to get into the end zone. What'd you see?
Yeah, we are feeding off the energy of our offensive line. The whole first half, our game plan was to take care of zero, kind of eliminate his will to win a pass rush. And so now we had the box right there, two big runs. Great job by our running backs. But, hey, we take what the defense gives us. They want to play 4-1. We're going to pound it in there.
You've had a couple formations today that you did not run the entire season. You mentioned managing zero and that pass rush. How much has that played into the success here in the second half?
Some of those formations I think are big because it adds a gap, yet we can still do all of our spread stuff to the other side of it, and it makes him widen to where he doesn't have a one-on-one pass rush drill. So the game plan's working. We just got to finish here now. Finish like a championship team we're striving to be.
You know, it's interesting being up here in the booth with you. Number one, I learned just how soft you guys are because the air conditioning that you're sitting in here in the closed-in booth. And your man down here is giving you every play. He's sitting here handing you all the plays down here.
This is Marvin Williams. He's one of my guys right here. We're up here. We see it. He does a fantastic job. He's reading when zeros in, zeros out. He's reading box. He's reading coverages. And we do this thing all together, me and him and our staff, Coach Andre, Estes, and Pardee. We're all calling out stuff, and we're doing this as a team and as a unit. And we're doing a great job.
Felt like rhythm and timing wasn't really there early. You've been able to find it throughout the course of this game. Why has that been able to come on?
Well, early we shot ourselves in the foot, but it was after those first two drives with the interception and the fumble. Yeah, the rhythm wasn't there. Maybe we get down, we try to pass a little too much instead of staying a little bit more balanced. And once we kind of reset in the half, man, our guys, just showed so much energy in that in that halftime, saying we're not going to quit, and that's what brought us back into getting in the rhythm here.
Appreciate the time, Coach.
And you can hear that Coach's booth celebrating another sack. It's John Daka. Fourth sack of the game for the Roughnecks.
And back to the touchdown from Aline, though. You see just how much energy, as AJ described it, not just from the offensive line, but the backs as well. They've been the most reliable pieces of this offense the last few weeks. They continue to lean on those guys as Aline with a little standing backflip and a Lambeau leap to celebrate the big touchdown.
You were watching A.J. Smith celebrating it. My eyes went somewhere else. Get ready for your telestrator here, Greg, because I want you to circle this. Your Sweeting has nowhere to go. Cole was in the booth getting ready for the interview.
There you go, Cole. Little FaceTime.
What is going on in there?
Did he not like it? Did you like it? What was going on there, Cole? I don't know.
It's probably on the elevator right now.
See, let's all be honest with each other.
That's right. Yeah. Vegas 0 for its last 6 on third down after starting the game 4 for 5. And that'll get it back on track to Sexton. How do you, if you've been sacked, if you've been struggling on third down as a quarterback, how do you find that rhythm once it's lost?
Because everything up to this point doesn't matter. And it's not the easiest thing, but as a quarterback, you have to have the shortest memory of anyone on the field. Now, corner would probably be second. Left tackle might be third, but you cannot allow previous plays to affect the upcoming play. So what you've done in the last several third downs shouldn't matter.
They jumped. And he's going to go deep with a free play. And it's batted down. That's why quarterbacks make good golfers, right? Doesn't matter if you...
That, and it's kind of a similar motion, I guess. Rotational athletes is what we call them.
May have a flag on pass interference. No flag was thrown, but a hat was.
PI.
Guy might have been out of bounds.
NZI, 98. Yeah. And then I'm going to have defensive pass interference, number 31. Spot foul. At the spot right there.
He'd already thrown his flag on the offsides.
And 31.
There are 2 fouls by the defense. In the neutral zone at the snap, defense number 98, that penalty is declined. Pass interference, spot foul, automatic first down.
That's a where's my play there by Jalen McClendon, recognizing that they were offsides, taking a shot, and the next thing you know, you get a big play out of it because of the DPI.
Hey, Dean, I got a question. After an official is throwing a flag, he's out of flags, and he throws his hat. What comes next if you've got to throw a third?
A beanbag. Now, I don't know how many people actually know that. They can throw their beanbag, then they got to go grab somebody from the stands and grab their hat.
Yeah,
so
why don't you
don't have a fourth option.
Yeah, a shoe would work, perhaps.
You throw Cole's bucket hat. That thing deserves to be thrown. Big hole for Lovett on the perimeter, and he is in. Touchdown, Vegas. John Lovett out of Penn State doing all the work on that one. And there was nobody home.
Just a great job there. You see the pullers out in front. You make one guy miss and you're off to the races. Excellent adjustment. They hadn't really run that play up to this point. And they find the end zone and a big answer. And those that are holding tickets on the over at 43.5. you can go ahead and cash those, as this game is now over the total here in the fourth quarter.
John Lovett taking over. Rod Smith out with an ankle injury. They're going to go for 2. Pressure coming. McClendon, that corner, and it is taken away. What a sensational play by the Roughnecks and John Brandon.
Man, how about the catch by Brandon? Timing his jump perfectly, tipping it up to himself. Amazing concentration. Of course, the elbow was down before he secured the catch. Either way, the attempt falls incomplete. Still a good answer, though, from Vegas. What's the live line telling us now?
It's locked right now. You're going to have to give me a moment.
This thing is all over the place.
Caesars Sportsbook.
I'm going to say
loads.
I think it's Houston minus 3.5. That's the guess.
Okay. Houston was given 6.5 before the game. How about Houston minus 4.5? Essentially with 6:23 plays, Vegas going to get another score. They're plus 450 on the money line right now. Did you just punch in Vegas plus 450?
I did not. No, but it's definitely worth thinking about. I don't know, with the way Houston's running it, I'd be tempted, if the price is right, to lay the points.
Vegas has 2 timeouts left. Here's Borghi on the return. And Borghi bounces to the outside. Took a late hit, and there it is. Flag comes in, and once again, they're going to have tremendous field position. It was Cam Sutton.
89, late hit.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, kicking team number 89. 15-yard penalty. It's 1st and 10.
Just way late. I mean, absolutely no reason for it. I don't know if he just lost track of where he was on the field or what, but that's a big mistake.
John Lovett is with Katie George.
John, heck of a hole there. What did you see going to the end zone?
You just said heck of a hole, heck of a call by the OC, heck of a team play right there. I had to do my part to go get in the end zone for my teammates, so heck of a play like you just said.
Why is your team capable of winning this game still?
Because we can win any game. We got the roster, got the coaching. Just got to put it together, that's all.
Thank you.
Yep.
Played at Baylor and then Penn State to finish his career. Here's Bryson Allen, whose 14-yard touchdown run seemed to seal it for Houston. For the big Vegas answer. 6 minutes to play and rolling.
Of course, at this point, not yet super mindful of the clock. You can start to play a little bit slower, snap it under 5 seconds or so. You still want to kind of stay aggressive. Your offense is in rhythm. You've been moving the ball well on the ground. You don't want to psych yourself out by going too slow and not pushing the pace.
Allen again, man, he is giving him a burst, and he picks up a 1st down. And with the Calhoun the stop.
And with the defense on their heels, man, I mean, you would be thinking, hey, probably going to be looking at a 4-minute drill situation. Don't need to be in a huge hurry, but man, you see the hands on the hips for the Vegas defenders along the defensive front. I mean, they are clearly gassed. You already heard earlier Rod Woodson talking to some of his coaching staff saying, man, we're beat up, we're thin, we don't have enough bodies to even fill out full special teams rosters. So got to think it's going to be tough for them to get off the field right here.
Well, McDonald keeps it.
Okay, strong left, regular, strong left, Denver insert, strong left, Denver insert. Rolex.
Here, Rolex, that's referencing
Ayo and Teo.
is
protect the ball.
Is referencing playing a little bit slower. You don't want to say clock. You don't want to say slow. But Rolex makes you think of a watch, makes you think of the clock. And it's really nice. You're going to celebrate with a win and buy yourself a Rolex.
Here's Borghi, and he sweeps his way up the middle. Picks up a 1st down. Houston can not only clinch the South Division title, but Wade Phillips can keep his team home in the postseason before the championship game in San Antonio.
H5 Broncos punch. Here we go. Yo, Broncos, let's go. Hold on to it.
There you go. Remind him. Hold on to it. Double over the ball. One thing that gets him back in the game right here is a fumble.
Morgan took a lick. Maurice Smith delivered it. We got a flag after. Gonna get a late hit on Maurice Smith, or
Mike could leading with the crown of the helmet on a.
So after the play,
at the end of the play.
Go slow here. What do we got here?
we have a dead ball personal foul by 0 of the defense stomping on the player that was on the ground.
Tamo Penu.
No, there's no stop. He's just walking. No,
okay, there is no foul on the play. There is no foul on the play. It's second down.
I love the fact.
Listen, Coach, he got to be careful. He cannot stomp down on him. He stepped over him. Dean said he didn't touch him when he stomped down. So
how do you know he meant to do that on purpose? How do you know that's a perception penalty? That's a perception. When you ain't never play ball, that's a perception penalty. That's a perception penalty.
I love the fact that Dean Blandino can correct it with no time lost.
Absolutely. So quick, so efficient. Wish it would be adopted at all levels of ball.
On 2nd and 9, Aline. And his helmet ripped off. And that'll bring multiple flags.
Personal foul. Face mask, defense number 90. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Jashim Martin.
As you can see on the right side of the screen, Martin with that left arm grabbing the helmet, ripping it right off of Aline. It's fortunate that without a helmet he doesn't get hit harder. Glad he's all right.
Let's go. Let's go.
First and goal, 3 minutes to play.
Punch. Owen, right?
Gonna lean on that run game.
Yeah, there we go. Over here. Over here. Hold on to it.
Jeremy Cox with his first opportunity at running back.
One more play before the 2-minute warning.
Second and goal.
Denver. I think it's Denver.
And they'll run it again. And take him to the 2-minute warning. Vegas came out of there with the ball, but forward momentum ruled to have stopped before K'Von Walker took the pigskin away. Vegas trying to play spoiler, needs a stop here. 2 minutes to play in Houston. A.J. Smith and the Roughnecks looking good. The defense has done it. Allen flew into the end zone. It's late in Houston for Vegas. Here's looking at the standings. DC and Houston will both be in the postseason, but they're trying to clinch home fields for both the North and South Division playoffs, respectively. Houston can win the South with the win this afternoon, or Arlington losing tomorrow. Arlington can be in with a win or a San Antonio loss. DC win the North Division. Their magic number is 1. They need St. Louis to lose, and the Battlehawks can be in with a win against Seattle tomorrow.
And then go out there, and then I'll call a timeout before we kick it. Okay? Unless if they call a timeout.
Wade Phillips plotting. 3rd and goal. After the 2-minute warning, Max Borghi stood up and taken down. Nearly lost the football, it seemed. And so with the scoring options available, especially in the point-after situation, Vegas still very much sitting in this thing.
Absolutely, but you see right here, I mean, the ball almost comes out. Beasley is right there. You see the ball go down. Borghi's able to recover it quickly before it even hits the ground. A great job there by Vegas's defense. Getting off the field, a timeout called by Vegas after the fact to preserve some time on the clock, but it'll be a 7-point game. The Vipers getting the ball more than likely here in just a moment.
Austin Jones just joined this team 2 weeks ago. He is 5 of 6 on the season. Started his career at Temple, tore ACL on a kickoff coverage. Ended up being the starting kicker for Nick Saban in Alabama. From 28 yards to extend the lead. And he punches it through. So 1:49 to play on this steamy Saturday, and Vegas only has one timeout left, but they've got an offense that's been moving the ball. Tom Hart alongside Greg McElroy, and the play that they've had in the first half was much more efficient. Their downs were much better. They've really struggled in that regard in the second.
Yeah, and the pass rush has really picked up for Houston. I mean, they've done a great job. There were some plays early where Jalen McClendon was able to survive in the pocket, even though that rush was coming, and turn nothing into something. That hasn't really happened at any point here in the second half, but got to get in rhythm in the passing game here for this 2-minute operation.
Remember in the second quarter, he had a quarterback run where he was kind of in between slides. We haven't seen him run much since that play.
Yeah, and he kind of favored his right leg after that play. We're not sure. He doesn't look as if it's bothered him, but he hasn't had that same type of approach here in the second half as far as being willing to tuck it and take off. So going to be very important. More than anything else, though, the offensive line here for Vegas has to step up. They're down their left tackle. He went out early in the game, Demby. So Eatman slid over there to the left side, and you're going up against arguably the best pass rush in the XFL featuring Trent Harris. So here is where the pass rushers make their money to close out games like this. So offensive line's going to have to play their very best here down the stretch.
1:49 remaining in regulation. Sinku Sweeting takes it to the 30, turns upfield. He's got a chance. Lost the kicker, and he's tracked down from behind past midfield. There's a flag down back at the 36-yard line.
Jim, what's that flag?
Serious? Every call she's made is going against
number.
I've got a hold here.
Number 8.
8. During the return, holding receiving team number 8. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's 1st and 10.
And so the 53-yard return coming back. They got Lovett for a hold. Rod Woodson could challenge this if he thinks it was a bad call. He's got a challenge available to challenge anything.
Yeah, he can. On the left side of the screen right here, you see Lovett. And it doesn't look like a hold unless it happened a little earlier. You see that left hand. It does look like he's grabbing the jersey just a touch. If I'm Rod Woodson, I'd challenge it. What do you have to lose outside of the timeout? And at this point, with the clock stopping after every first down, I mean, you can live knowing that you need a touchdown more than anything else.
So 1:39 to play. Jalen McClendon forced out, goes back against the grain, and that is called a catch for Badette, and that's a first down. He's got his hands underneath it. 1:30.
A great catch there by Badette. I mean, full layout to secure that ball before it hits the ground.
All right, so one play and just about back to all that yardage they lost. 4-man rush. On time to the outside. And Geronimo Allison picks up the first down. Vegas is driving here. 1:12 to play.
Needs to be a little more urgency amongst the Vegas wide receivers. These guys are still taking too long to get lined up, and you're in a 2-minute operation.
50.
Approach the 1-minute mark, down 7. McClendon crossing route, and that's good. But the clock will roll. Badette with the catch and a little extra work between Tavante Beckett and Badette.
You're wasting time if you're engaging in any type of chatter at this point. Got to hurry.
40 seconds and rolling. Here's Badette again. Another Vegas first down. 30 seconds left. Emmanuel Ellerbe the stop.
You got to get to the line quickly, call a play immediately. Clock stops, so you don't need to clock it or anything. Not at this point. But they're changing formation. I mean, they're wasting so much time. They got to call timeout. I mean, they've wasted 15 seconds.
And finally, the timeout.
Rod Woodson's got to be beside himself.
Final timeout of the half. 30 seconds.
Come on, stop. Come here.
A lot of frustration on the Vegas sideline.
And that's really bad. You can't be changing formation, changing all this stuff when you're in a 2-minute drill and the clock's rolling. I mean, they're trying to go from formation strong left to formation strong right. You just can't do it. Stick with it.
We got to line up. I know you're hurting. We got to line up, though. If you don't know, just ask me to stay with Joe.
That's a killer, too, because it really cost them 15 seconds, and they didn't even get a playoff.
Right. From the 27-yard line. 18 seconds left.
Every single throw at this point has to be beyond the line to gain, so it has to be at least 10 yards. Anything underneath that game set match.
This one's short of the stick. And he is inbounds. Clock will roll. They got 11 seconds and moving down.
They got to clock it immediately. Have to clock it.
And he gets it down with 4 seconds left.
Come on, let's no time out.
We left a play on the field.
One play left for Vegas. Play clock at 18. And now they'll be helped out because Houston couldn't get personnel off the field. And the Roughnecks use a timeout. Roughnecks with a win will be home for the South Division Championship in 2 weeks.
Hey, come here. Everybody, come here. Hey, you're going to bring pressure. All right, you're going to bring pressure. So you want to get your handshake.
Yeah, to what's the name side, though? Smash, I guess, white out. Now, go flood the outside. Yeah, out of 3 receivers. Outside receivers. Let's go. Y'all good? Yeah, point forward.
Where do you go to next week?
4 seconds left in regulation.
You got to be prepared for pressure. So if they can overload your protection, you're done. Because you won't be able to get the ball out fast enough to get into the end zone.
Roughnecks lead the league in sacks. They got 4 today. Here comes pressure from the edge. McClendon goes in zone. It is incomplete. Off the hands of Matthew Sexton, and Houston will be home for the postseason. The margin is so thin.
Man, they got a great look. They get a good opportunity. It's going to be tight. There's going to be a collision. The ball's just a touch high. And they're not able to bring it in as Sexton has a chance at it, but it's well covered and defended. As McClendon knows that ball just a touch off target, which led to the incompletion.
Vegas had this thing in their hands in the first half. What a second half for Houston. 2 defensive scores, and the offense got on track. They're South Division champs, and they'll play here at home on April 29th with a berth in the XFL championship game on the line. Their opponent for that game still to be determined. Ron Woodson and Wade Phillips in midfield.
Coach Phillips, you clinched home field advantage. How does that feel?
Yeah, we won our division, clinched home field. We'll be back here in 2 weeks, so we're really proud of this team. They fought all the way right down to the last play.
And you had to lean on something late that hasn't necessarily been what you've been your go-to on offense the majority of the season. The run game really came through for you in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's a determination. The offensive line did a great job, and the running backs really ran hard.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet. Thank you.
And so the Roughnecks, after trailing early, finally grabbed the lead late and held on to it. They will be home in 2 weeks to play for the XFL South Division Championship. Another one coming up tonight on ESPN2 at 7 o'clock Eastern. Coming up next, so it's the NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships with Greg McElroy, Katie George, and Cole Kublik. I'm Tom Hart. Our final score, Roughnecks 28, Vipers 21. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody.